Okay, today we're going to make, I guess you call them bricks of sugar that you add to your hives in the wintertime. I usually use just some people call the mountain camp method, or just dry sugar over the top bars in the hive, and that's great. For me, that's the simplest, easiest method for just giving the bees sugar in the winter. But if they're eating through that sugar and you need to add more, adding more newspaper and pouring more sugar in can get a little complicated. So this is a fairly simple method of getting the job done. And basically, we're going to make a big brick of sugar out of 12 cups of granulated sugar and 1 cup of water. That's also 5 pounds of granulated sugar and 7.5 ounces by weight of water. But I don't know why you'd even think that way. Just 12 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water, and give her a go. So apparently, I've never done this before, but apparently you just chop it up, mix it up real good. I don't know, man. Seems like you need a little bit more water, but supposedly what happens is you get the sugar to the consistency of wet sand. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. I suppose if you had a machine for mixing, it would be a lot easier. And pouring dry sugar in the hive is also a lot easier. This is why I don't do any of this normally, because it's just way too much work for me. I also used to, well, I did it once. I used to cook my own hard candy over the stove and make candy cakes out of it, but that was a complete mess, way too labor intensive, and just not at all convenient for me, especially when I had more than a couple hives. So we're just going to keep mixing this. Also, hard candy produces, when you heat sugar, it produces a chemical which is not really, there's been some research that shows that it's not good for honeybees. And mortality rates increase with the feeding of hard candy, heated sugar. And so that's another reason not to do it. Anyway, if I had to do this all the time, though, I would never bother with this. I think if you do the dry sugar method of pouring sugar over the top bars over newspaper, just pour a lot of sugar in. Put as much in as you can, more than the bees need, and then you shouldn't have to worry about having to feed them later, because you can always remove the dry sugar afterwards and just melt it down, or not melt it down, but mix it up and make sugar syrup out of it, because you'll probably have to do that anyway. So it's pretty wet. It's wet sugar. So as you can see, it's wet, and it is. You can feel it. It's sort of wet, damp, very damp. So now I'm going to take this sugar and I'm going to dump it in this tinfoil pan that we bought our chicken wings in. You can also add essential oils, lemongrass, anise extract, all that fun stuff that you normally add to, some people normally add it to their sugar syrup. But if the bees are hungry, they're going to eat this anyway, so you don't need to really go crazy with that. I don't know if I'd want to put stuff in this sugar to attract the bees anyway. I'd rather them just go for their normal honey, if they have honey. If I could avoid this altogether, if I could avoid dry sugar and putting in sugar syrup and all that stuff, anything to do with sugar, I'd avoid it if I could, and ultimately that's my goal. But at the same time, you don't want to lose your bees just in case, maybe something funky goes on. There's a lot of bees and they run out of food for whatever reason, run out of honey. And so you put your sugar in just because all this trouble is definitely better than a hive full of dead bees. So anyway, so there's your brick of sugar. Again, we've got 12 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. Mush it up until it's all consistent like wet sand. Put it in your pan, your chicken wing pan, whatever you got. If you're going to put this in the hive as bricks, it's easier if you score the sugar a bit like this, so that when it hardens, you can have, like, say 4 big bricks. Or yeah, like that. I suppose you could even do it smaller than that. But that's a lot of sugar. So that'll make it easier just to eventually split it up. So anyway, so it's compacted dry sugar, or not wet. I mean wet sugar. And I'll just compact it down a little bit more. So there it is. And I suppose I could use any size tin plate or whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it's going in the oven. Put it in the oven on 0. Turn your little light on, close it, and leave it there overnight, or however long it takes to just dry out. And when it dries out, when we come back later, we'll pull it out and you'll see some hard bricks of sugar, which we'll then add to some hives, and we'll see what happens.